Hello friends, I am Kantharia. Welcomes you in your own YouTube channel Deepam Gyan Kranti, powered by Deepam English Institute. Today we will have the first chapter of Social Science Standard 9 NCERT pattern, the French Revolution. And in this video we are going to learn different most important questions like question number 1, describe the circumstances leading to the outbreak of revolutionary protest in France. The second question, which groups of French society benefited from the revolution? Which groups were forced to requires or it means surrender power? Which section of society would have been disappointed with the outcome of the revolution? The third question, describe the legacy of the French Revolution for the people of the world during the 19th and 20th century. Friends, all these questions will be included in this video. Question number 4, draw up a list of democratic rights we enjoy today whose origin could be traced to the French Revolution. The number 5th question, would you agree with the view that the message of universal rights was beset, it means affected with the contradictions? Explain. And the last question, how would you explain the rise of Napoleon? All these questions will be given answer in this video. The first question, describe the circumstances, it means the conditions leading to the outbreak of revolutionary protest in France. Our answer is like that. Some of the reasons which had an increasing effect to result in revolution in France. Students, you should have to write your answer like this. In the same manner, I have just made the slides so that you can understand how you should have to write your answer in your answer sheet. Okay, the topics are like that which are affecting. The first is that the war with Britain for an independent America. This war led to mounting debt on the French Empire. This demanded imposition of new taxes of the public. The second point, all these points should be including in this answer. If your question is like that, describe the circumstances. Okay, you should have to point out all these things. And the second point is that privilege based on birth. People got rights and position based on their lineage and not on their marriage. This led to dislike among the common people. The third point you should have to include in this answer, concentration of power among the privileged. People belonging to the first and second estate had all the power and money. Masses were at the mercy of this fortunate class. The next point, subsistence crisis, rising pollution, populations and less grain production resulted in the demand supply gap of bread. So that people are fighting which was the staple diet. Wages did not keep pace with the rising prices. It was becoming difficult for people to buy the grain or food for themselves, and it is the most important reason for the French Revolution. The next point for this first question is that growing middle class. The middle class is developed at this time. That is why I wrote like that. Because of increased overseas trade, a new class emerged. This class was wealthy, not because of birth, but because of its ability to utilize opportunities. People of the middle class started raising their voice for an end to privileges based on the lineage. And at the end of, okay, you should write like that, all of this led to the general sense of the resentment among people. Certain thinkers of the period spread awareness through the various media. Some from the privileged class also advocated a switch to democracy. So finally there was a revolution in France. Okay, our next question is like that. Question 2. Which group of French society benefited from the revolution? It means French Revolution. The question asked about the French Revolution. Which group of French society benefited from the revolution? Revolution means the French Revolution. Which groups were forced to relinquish, it means surrender power. Which section of society would have been disappointed with the outcome of the revolution? Some of the people are disappointed. Who are disappointed and who are the benefited? The question is simply said as find out those persons who are benefited from the revolution and who are disappointed from the French Revolution. Our answer is farmer and artist of French society benefited from the revolution. The first people are farmers, artists. Okay. The second is clergy. Clergy means those people are coming from the Christianity, as we say the fathers, you know. Clergy, nobles and church had to relinquish power. It means they have to surrender their power. Number next, it is obvious that those who had to give up power and privileges would have been disappointed. It means those people who had to give their powers are very disappointed because they are powerless now. People from the first and second estate must have been disappointed a lot. Okay, and the next question of our this video is question 3. Describe the legacy of the French Revolution for the peoples of the world during the 19th and the 20th century. Okay, I have given this answer in the point wise. The ideas of liberty and democratic rights were the most important legacy of the French Revolution. Students, you have to point out both of the things, ideas of liberty and democratic rights. Without both of these words, you can't give your answer about the legacy of the French Revolution. The second point is that this spread from France to the rest of Europe during the 19th century, where feudal systems were abolished. Further, these ideas spread to different colonies of the European nations. Next point is colonized people interpreted and shaped these ideas according to respective needs. The next point of this question is this was probably like seed for an end of the colonization in many countries. By the mid of the 20th century, major part of the world adopted democracy as the preferred mode of rule, and the French Revolution can be termed as the initiation point for this development. It is very important question for the students of 9th class. Our next question is draw up a list of democratic rights we enjoy today whose origins could be traced to the French Revolution. Okay, we have different types of rights taken from the French Revolution. The following fundamental rights given in the Indian constitutions can be taken from the French Revolution, and those rights are the right of equality, the right to equality, the right to freedom of speech and expression, the right to freedom from exploitation, and the next, the right to constitutional remedies. Our next question is the fifth. Would you agree with the view that the message of universal rights was beset? It means affected with the contradictions. Explain. The major contradictions in the message of the universal rights as per the French Constitution of 1791 was the total ignorance of women. Okay, all the rights were given to men, okay, but they are not perfect to digest all this type of rights. So that's the next point I have written like that. All rights were given to men. Apart from that, the presence of huge number of people as passive citizen. Most of the people were passive. They are not speaking words and they are not giving rights of words. Okay, without voting rights was like not putting into the practice what you speak. The next is that, in other words, it can be said that although the Declaration of Universal Rights was a good starting point, but it left much to be desired. Our next question is that how would you explain the rise of Napoleon? And it is the last question of our this video. After France become a republic in 1792, okay, you can ask the question, when the France became republic, you must remember in 1792, and who was the ruler at that time? Okay, you must remember, after France became a republic in 1792, the then ruler Robespierre gave more privileges to the richer person of society. Further, he was a sort of autocrat himself. This led to reign of terror for the following many years. After Robespierre's rule came to an end, a directory was formed to avoid concentration of power in one individual. Members of the directory often fought among themselves, leading to total chaos and political instability. This created a political emptiness in France. This was a favorable situation, and Napoleon Bonaparte took the reign of the power as a military dictator. Okay, friends, if you like this video, please like us, share us, and don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel Deepam Gyan Kranti. Students, you can also visit our website deepamgk.com. It is specially made for the students who can easily learn, and everything on this website are totally free. You should have not to pay anything. Thank you very much for seeing our nice video. We will meet at next time. Till then, goodbye.